there! Welcome back to my channel. You may call me Miss Introvert, and today we are going to be looking at more of my childhood books. These are books that I wrote as a kid, like 8 or 9 years old. And last month we looked at my first book, which you can totally check out the video. It's right there on the card. That was my first ever book, not published. But I asked for a couple of sheets of paper and I stapled them together, and it was book. It was very heartfelt. It was fun. And I showed my entire family and they looked like they were impressed. Emphasis on looked. This is the second book. It will be definitely like an actual genuine reaction. I haven't looked at these in a long time. If you guys don't remember, we have our cast of characters on the cover. We have Paulina. She is the main character. She is the warrior girl in the Warrior Girl series, which is what this series is called. We have the same little quote on top, adventures lead to fairy tales. I didn't run out of room this time, and as you can see, it's a sequel. We have Susan and Cindy, and that's what they're doing. And as you can see, she has a crown on her head now. If you don't remember from the last book, they're princesses now, and they're sisters after coming to this kingdom. And the king and queen were just happy to see them and was like, hey, you want to be our children? And they were like, okay. It was a random turn of events, but it happened. Things happen like that, you know? Good fortune upon these people. And I think she's the villain. She's one of those, like, new filler villains. I don't know. Okay. Ooh, it's kind of ripped a little bit. I think the back page came off. Oh, yeah. Mirror Girls, my publishing company that I made up. I was a very busy 9-year-old. Okay. Oh yes, and then we have coming soon, book 3 coming soon. We don't know who this guy is. I think that we actually saw him in the cover of the first book, so illustrated foreshadowing. And yeah, all right. So we have the Warrior Girls too. We have a little bow and arrow on here, so that's cool. Also, before we begin, make sure that you subscribe and like this video and share it with your friends and fellow writers to help grow our introverted writing community. I make videos every Tuesday about beginning tips for writers, beginning writers, and just to freshen up your memory, give you some inspiration, and then send you on your writing way. And I hope that this gives you some insight on my life that you probably don't care about. So if you want to check out any other videos that are more informational and less crazy than this one, then totally do so. I don't want to be wasting your time. But I was asked to make another video, so we're doing this. I will keep making the content for you guys. Also, I noticed in the last video that I made, I spent like 8 minutes talking about the book before actually reading it, so I'm gonna tone down on talking about it and just read it so that I'm not like editing 20 minutes of footage. Once there were 2 girls walking on the street when all of a sudden 2 robbers, spelling mistakes all over this book, it says rovers, not robbers, appeared. The 2 girls were trapped when a black figure appeared who set them free. The 3 girls had many more adventures together, and you'll learn more about their adventures in this story. Don't you know the Warrior Girl, or do you need more books to find out? There's no question mark at the end of that.
It kind of caught me off guard.
You'll learn more about her in all of the books. I guess I'm assuming that people want to know about this. Chapter 1. The 3 girls became queens. The oldest girl, who was Paulina, we met Paulina last time, claimed the 2 other girls' heroes, who were Susan and Cindy. Remember them from the first book. Paulina's weapon that she already had was a magic sword, so she could be the warrior girl. Just took on that role. Susan's weapon was a bow and arrows, and Cindy's was a magic wand that could cast very good spells. I think that I show that actually on the cover. It looks more like a dagger than anything else, or like a sword. And then Cindy has her magic wand. There it is. And then Susan has a tiny bow and arrow. I was only 9. Why am I judging my 9-year-old self? She can make whatever she wants. Okay. They had the best adventures together and had the best fun. One day, the 3 girls were sent on the most hardest journey that they had ever been on. They had to fight the Witch of Terror. How did the Witch of Terror come to be? Doesn't say.
Okay.
They had fought witches before, but the messenger said that she was the worst. The girls asked how they could defeat her. The messenger didn't know how to stop her, but he knew one thing that could help them stop her. It was a magic book that could show them how to defeat her. Okay, so we have a picture of, I guess, Paulina and Susan, who her head's going like this, like, her head's just like, she just looks so surprised. And then Paulina's just like, hey, so what do we do about this? And then we have the messenger who has long braided hair, kind of trying to explain it about the magic book that can defeat her. The girls prepared and warned the dragon that they had to go to the library. So they rode the dragon to the library. That's a fun way to go to the library. I want to do that. Chapter 2. They went to the library and found the book they were looking for. It was called the Book of Evil Dealing. Oh my god. The girls they're really old pages. The girls opened it and read the words. They said, "There are tools you need to kill the Witch of Terror. You need to use the sparkling diamond magic rock, the magic mirror of destiny," I spelled destiny wrong, with an IE instead of a Y at the end, and the magic sword which has been stolen for centuries. But it is found in the darkest places of the ocean floor. If you find it, you must use all of its power to kill the witch. But now, there is no hope. Wow, that sucks. Pictures are way smaller than they were in the first book. They read. But Paulina knew that she had the magic sword, so she could defeat the witch. But could she return it? Wait, did it say how to go back? It didn't, so I guess she just assumes. Okay. Did her father give it to her so she could be the failure? Why is she insinuating this? She just didn't know if she could do it. The sword was her life. It was also how they escaped different situations, like the sea monster and apparently the volcano that just happened to have the diamond that she could shatter. I guess she's just assuming that this is gonna have to happen. I probably just forgot to write about it. Okay. Chapter 3. The girls started on their journey and followed the map in the book to the first tool, the sparkling diamond magic rock. That is a lot of adjectives for that diamond magic rock. They fought any danger they met, but hoped that the witch's army wouldn't find them. At least, not the witch herself. They could more likely fight the army, but they saved their danger for the witch for later. So I guess they're assuming that they won't find the witch, and that hopefully the witch won't find them, and they'd rather save her for last once they're fully powered up. Kind of like side quests in video games. As a side quest person myself, I would say it's a pretty smart strategy. I think they're on the right track with that one. Paulina was so worried about her sword, so she's just thinking about this the whole way through. Don't worry about it, just do what you gotta do now. How could she leave it at the bottom of the ocean for someone else to take it? Or steal it? Maybe someone evil, but she had high hopes that there may be a person who would keep it trustworthy to keep it safe. So she has to leave it on the ocean floor, but she also thinks she can entrust it to somebody. How does that correlate? Who knows? Chapter 4. Girls kept traveling, no matter what. Then some of the witch's army— oh yeah, I forgot to read the picture.
Why does she look like she's stabbing Susan?
This. She's like thinking about like how she has to get rid of the sword, and she's just like just staring at it like, how do I do it? Cindy, again with that weird head movement. She's just like, Paulina, be careful, what are you doing? It's like Susan's just praying. Then some of the witch's army, which were goblins, dragons, and black skeletons. What do they do? There's no verb at the end of this. There's no complete sentence. This is a fragment. The girls took out their weapons, ready to fight. Susan took out her bow and arrows. Cindy took out her magic wand, and Paulina took out her magic sword. Lots of detail there, a little bit too much. They killed as many as they could and tried to escape, but the witch's army was blocking the entrance to Paulina, Cindy's, and Susan's first tool. The witch's army knew that they had to protect their master witch. Paulina called their dragon, and they flew over the witch's army. So, I guess they just kind of bypassed it. That dragon that just came. Maybe she did the dragon shout. Paulina's dragonborn. So we have a picture of, I guess, a goblin and black skeletons and the dragon. Bad dragons. Not the good dragon, but the bad dragon. Chapter 5. They made it to the sparkling diamond rock. without having to go through any of the army somehow because of the dragon. The girls didn't know how to pack it or anything, so I guess it's big. But Cindy had her magic wand to make a bag. So she waved her wand and said her magic word for the wand. She said, "Magic wand, float like a flag. Give me my friends a big sack bag. Dogs are barking and I'm trying to read my book and I want to be able to edit this without it taking years." And the magic worked! They put the rock in the sack bag, or you could just call it a bag, and started traveling again by the flying dragon. So I guess that is how big the rock is. The big diamond rock that they found. And they're all looking at it like, yeah, I made a magic bag. The dragon carried the sack bag and they started again to find their next tool. Chapter 6, they followed the next map in their book to their next tool, which was the magic mirror of destiny, which I spelled right this time. The book said that if they wanted to find their next tool, they had to go through many dangers. There was a spooky forest that they had to go through. They went through safely by being as quiet as they could be. Not very specific, but that's okay. After that, they found the magic mirror of destiny. They put it in the sack bag that Cindy made with her magic wand. Good for Cindy and her magic. They kept traveling after that. Susan looked into the bag, the shiny mirror. It was beautiful. Here we have the shiny mirror. I guess we have somebody's reflection. I'm guessing it's Paulina's. It looks kind of like the Mirror Girls logo that I made. Right? Gotta represent. Chapter 7, as night dawned by... That doesn't make any sense to me. The mirror and the rock sparkled and shimmered. They traveled until they found somewhere to sleep. Paulina was sad to leave her sword after the end of the journey. She just keeps thinking about this. There would be a happy ending to their journey. On another journey, she wouldn't even have a sword, so there wouldn't even be a happy ending there either. She would probably just have a regular sword. Ew. And without a magic one, she wouldn't even one of the guests of the questions about the magic girl. But what her real question was, is if she should return it or not. So it's not only if she can, but if she should. Kind of wondering if she should just not return it, because the book didn't even say anything about it and she just assumed it. Here we have them camping and then Paulina's trying to fall asleep, but she's like, I don't want to leave my cool weapon that was granted to me by my father. Okay, in some instances, Susan's bow and arrow is like bigger than her, and then in others it's smaller than her. She didn't even know if she could do it, but wasn't the time for those questions. They had to concentrate on how to defeat the witch. True, yes. Focus on what you have to do first, and then you can worry about the sword. Chapter 8, me being like trying to give my characters some therapy. Characters I don't even remember. The next morning, they traveled to the witch's castle. They got through the doors by flying over them. You flew over the... You know what? Whatever. After they made their way to the witch's throne, the witch hid and called her army, which was her full army. The girls easily killed the army, wow, with the rock and killed the dragon with the mirror. How did they kill... I mean, I guess it's a magic rock, but how did they kill it with, like, one rock? This is weird, man. They killed the dragons with the mirror, and the witch turned into a monster and dropped the fiery sword that she had, and it faded, and then Paulina killed the beast with her sword, and they saved the day again. Paulina is really overpowered. We have... I don't know why there's like a weird antenna coming off of her, but we have the witch. She's in her monster form, and then Paulina's facing her off. I feel bad that we don't have that much backstory about the witch and her powers, but we don't. Comment down below on what you want the witch's powers to be. Let's get creative, guys. Let's pitch this to Netflix. Okay. Then they went to where the sword was supposed to be. So mission is over and done. Happy endings. Yay, they did it. Susan and Cindy are just like, what do we do? Susan hasn't even done anything yet. She's just been shooting arrows, barely. But the person who owned it said to keep the sword. So we're not even specifying who this person is. Without it, she wouldn't have been able to save them from the witch. Paulina thanked him.
I don't even know who him is.
She gave him 2 tools that they found on the way to the witch, so I guess in exchange. And it's done. That's the end of the book. Book 2, everybody. Subscribe to my channel for more books like this, and we will pitch ideas together in the comments section on who that guy was at the end. Maybe it's a cliffhanger and we find more about him in the rest of the story. I don't know. In the rest of the series, there's like 7 books in the series. It's like Narnia ambitious, okay? So anything that is ambiguous in this book, which is a lot, I want to hear what you guys think will happen and who certain characters are. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This was fun to do, and I hope we get to do more of this and that you guys want more of this, and if you don't, then that's great. I'll just keep making writing content. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure again to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video to help grow our introverted writing community. I love you guys, and thank you guys for all the support you've given me. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, check out my blog, and find the writing help you need on my Fiverr account. All the links will be in the description below. And stay basic. Okay, bye!